Hello and welcome to Heaven's Mopars. I'm at home now. I just got back from my friend Jeff Evans' place. Him and I are always wheeling and dealing. I'm always buying stuff from him. And he sent me a message the other day. He's like, "Hey Scott, maybe I'll take a screenshot and include it here." And he's like, "Need a Cuda hood?" And I'm like, the Cudas I have the hoods. I don't have the space for them either, kind of situation. My friend Steven has a hood for his car. I'm like, I don't think I really need it. I said, "You're always tempting me to buy all this stuff." And he always gives me good deals too. So I said, I'm trying to raise money for a 340 for my Challenger to have it rebuilt. And he goes, "Well, I have one that's rebuilt if you want to buy it. It'll save you a lot of money." And I was like, okay, I'll swing by after work. So I went and looked at it yesterday. And he told me $2,000 for it. And so I was like, okay. I was thinking, instead of rebuilding the one for my Challenger, the numbers matching motor, maybe I could just put this one in it. I just got back from his house, and this is what I picked up. I'll stop the camera and reverse the angle and go from there. Okay, it's flipped around. There's my Dart. There's the Challenger it will be going in. And this is what I picked up for $2,000. He also tossed in this Cuda front valance. It's fiberglass. It's one of the custom type. It's got a little crack here, a little chip there, but I don't have a valance at all, so I got J heads that have been rebuilt. The block's been rebuilt. Got the intake, balancer, new set of valve covers. Got some head bolts new in a box from Mopar. He gave me those manifolds. I got a new set of 340 headers. And the pan, timing chain, new in the box, water pump cover, the rockers, that bad boy. So yeah, so I got, oops, there goes my chain. So I got all this stuff, fuel pump. I think there's, I don't see it. He said there was a pickup tube, but dipstick. So anyway, the pickup tube he thinks went to another motor, but I can grab one of those. But anyway, Jeff, he restores cars, and he does a phenomenal job. He's got cars in SEMA, stuff like that, real high dollar quality cars he restores. But so one of his customers took the car, he had a Challenger, and took it to Jeff to have him rebuild it. The guy, I hope you can see my face. Hopefully I'm not cutting it off because I can't see what I'm recording now. But the guy, when he bought the car, he was told it was a numbers matching 340 4-speed car. Turns out it's not. So the guy was all disappointed and bummed out, and he's like, "Well, screw it. I'll just sell my block because I want to go with a Gen 3 Hemi in it." And so he took the K-member out of it that had disc brakes and the front torsion bar. You know, the whole K-member setup, just dropped it all. And he's going with all the updated suspension on it, so he's getting rid of that. And after I loaded the car up, Jeff's like, know anyone that wants this? And I'm like, what'd it come out of? And he's like, a Cuda. Had sway bars and everything. And I'm like, dang it, Jeff. I'm like, actually, I need that for my black Cuda because that K-frame is totally rotted in it. And it's got torsion bars and disc brakes. And he's like, you got a number in your mind what you'd pay for it? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, he said, pick a number. If you're too high, then I have a number picked in my mind, and we'll go from there. I'm like, I'd be happy paying $400 for it. And he goes, dude, give me $300 and it's yours. And I'm like, okay. So now I got to scrounge up $300 more. But anyway, the guy, he didn't want the motor. He said whatever Jeff could sell it for to help get some of his money back to put toward the car. And so Jeff said $2,000, you can have all this stuff. And the guy said he apparently had $3,700 into it. Jeff, he told another guy, he called us Mopar guys that might be interested in it. He told me that yesterday. I went and looked at it, gave him the money today. As we were loading it in the car, his phone rang and he's like, no, don't have the motor. I'm loading it into my friend's car right now. So, so I lucked out. And so I feel blessed having it. And yeah, it's got J-heads on it. Something I do want to do with this is been bored 30 over on the pistons. Everything looks nice and clean. It's been balanced. So I'm just going to take it in, have it tanked and refreshed and all that fun stuff. I'm debating whether or not to go with X heads or not. I'm thinking I might, just because I want to make this into a TA clone, and the TAs had the X heads on them, so I might take those heads off and put them on this one. This has a 10-to-1 compression, I was told. So I do have the 6-pack. I'll go record that now. Intake with the carbs. The carbs will need rebuilt, but that should make a fun engine. I do have the HP manifolds off of my original motor. I might put on it just because, make it look as close as possible. I could go with the headers, but I'll keep it nostalgic. So anyway, that's my score. This is my truck. Here's the 6-pack intake. It's an Edelbrock aftermarket deal. I'll have to have the carbs rebuilt. There was, I think it's right down here. So I'll need to have that filled in, welded back in, and then ground back down. So I'm in no hurry to do this right away, but that's something for in the future. So that's what I got going on. Cool license plate I found. You might say I'm blessed to have run out of space. We'll figure it out. It's great because my nephew's coming tomorrow so that we can remodel my garage. So I can take this, it dips in further right there, and this comes out. And this will be a next video. I'm going to build this wall straight down through here so that I can get my car to sit here on this flat spot. So all my bench and everything's got to move, my stove, blah blah blah, but that'll be in the next video. It looks like a 1870. What, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, something like that, in between the day and the night shift. Over here, 2780930.340.1. And then up here, well, you can see where they did their balancing. Has an R and an R, a couple Maltese crosses, looks like a bunch of S's or something. I thought I'd just record some of these symbols on here. I don't know what any of these mean. I don't have that kind of knowledge yet. Oh yeah, the heads look like they've been kind of professionally done with their little stamp in there. Here's what the pistons look like. See if you can see those. I can't quite read that, well, because I'm upside down, but the walls look nice. And the crank, it turned over real nice. It's nice and tight, just nice and slow. Of course, I kind of have a short ratchet, but I wanted to see if there were any symbols on top of these other lobes. There's another R there. And over here, it looks nasty. It's like, how professional is that? It like comes out the side right there. I was like, I don't know about that. That's the only thing I don't like about this. But if it's been balanced right, that shouldn't matter too much, I guess. So that's what I got. Now on the side of the block we have, if we can read this, it looks like a 0B318171. I'll try this without that's what it looks like to me. It could be a G, I don't know. And then up on the front of the block we have an FW340P31988034. Then it looks like a real small 0, like a degree symbol. And then down below it, it says AA19175, and then a big mark looks like an R7 turned sideways. That's what they say. Something I had thought of after I made this video was to take that orange 340 and with the X heads and just put that in the Challenger, and then just assemble the motor I just picked up. And we'll be getting a 70 340 4-speed Duster, and maybe I can just put it in that one. Then it'll still be kind of date code correct, so to speak, since it's non-numbers matching.